Okay, taking a look here at the Nunez clip, there's no question that he is, externally rotating the leg. He's turning the knee outward here as part of his load. I don't think this is a look that anybody would advocate. If there is somebody advocating it, please point me to the site. I don't think there's any question that he's externally rotating the femur there. He's turning the leg or the knee outward. The bigger question is, why is he doing this? I've also never heard of anyone advocating to power the swing by turning the leg outward, at least no one mainstream. Even though, as the leg abducts, the foot will try to externally rotate, there's no question. However, the external rotation isn't the primary force-producing action. The primary force-producing action is abduction of the femur. That's what's going to really produce force. What is out there and what has become a very prevalent teaching method over the last 15 years has been that we power the swing through, quote, rotation. And what that usually means, if you take a look at the swing over here on the right, is they think they're spinning the hips by really, spinning the back femur. Okay? And so I'm going to try to keep this brief and not get into too much detail. I've got plenty of videos on my YouTube site on what creates, pelvic rotation. I just want to keep this simple as to why is Nunez turning his knee outward. He's turning his knee outward here in preparation for turning it inward. Okay? So he is simply externally rotating. Okay? He's turning it outward in preparation for violently turning it inward. And again, this is very common. It's become very prevalent. He believes that his swing is powered by rotating his hips, and for him, rotating his hips is really turning his knee inward, spinning the femur inward. So this is nothing more than a preparation for turning the knee inward. His mind is preparing to do this action. Okay, so in order to load it, he does this action. And even in this clip, the catcher obstructs the view a little bit, but you can see the knee kind of working out there, okay, and then working in here. I often see this loading pattern, almost always with the bug squishers, very often even with the guys that may get off of the backside, but that still believe that their swing is powered by rotating the back foot. And that's really how it's taught, especially at the younger ages. The bug squish move is to get the hips open, spin your feet, and that's what they're taught. And so in preparation for that spinning action, the leg loads in the opposite direction that it's about to go. And in correcting them, we try to keep, one of my big cues is keep the knees inside the feet, and we want to try to feel like, the weight is on the inside of the thigh. And then when we land, we want to keep the weight on the inside of the front thigh. And again, this front knee always stays behind the front foot. This knee stays in front of the back foot, so knee's always in between feet. But if an individual is focused on spinning his feet or spinning his legs, it's very common to see him start with this and finish with that. And again, I don't think this is a look that anybody would necessarily advocate, even though Nunez, obviously playing at the highest level, has been able to be very successful with it. I mean, he's in the big leagues, which kind of goes to show there's different combinations that can produce good results. However, I don't think that anybody would argue that this is an optimal position that the best have used. Even though we can find some of the best that maybe you could say the same about in certain points of their swing.